you grow up lower class in a rich person's neighborhood, everyone can tell. You become known by it and then ostracized by it. So I met this kid in music while we were growing up, and he was the epitome of this concept. Let me tell you all the motherfucking story about this crazy little motherfucking shorty. SmokeKat the name, known him from the 5th grade. Hustle was his game, but he always took the blame. Had a fame for mistakes from an early age. Always made out to be the enemy of the state. When we sang on stage, he still felt the pain. Behind the curtains, he was hurting, almost bursting with rage. Had a knack for always getting into trouble, and it caused such a stigmatic bubble that it trapped him out alone with no friends around to know him, and it only grows tenfold cause he lives in a hovel. And to the authority, and now we're making it double. All the teachers, all directors thought him nothing but trouble, and it didn't help at all when he only provoked him. Didn't know when to quit so many times that I told him. Always had trouble making good decisions. That didn't really make him bad, did it? So isn't it coincidence that every time he kicked a flip, his neighbors pointed fingers like this kid isn't innocent? Didn't ever think about the pain they were causing him. All he wanted was to be left alone, live his life in peace, make it out like the others did, until cops came through breaking into his home. So now he's marked a public danger, and it's hard not to let that shit change ya. He was the canvas, but they were the painters, drawing all this extra bullshit into his brain. Now he's getting older, getting into drinking. When he did, man, it was messing up his thinking. He could get in a vehicle or get in a fight, and right then you'd see the red and blue lights a-blinking. His eyes cried rebellion, and I knew the feeling. I'd seen it all go down, I knew what he was thinking. Bacon slapping wrists, man, he must have been freaking pissed at all of this. Chains of sausage, Lincoln, parked outside his house. The odor was stinking, but they always seemed to show up when his house was a reeking. See the rats living next door, on his pain they were feeding. Creep into those pigs, and those fuckers were squealing. While burglars and robbers popped a job off whenever. These cops wouldn't stop till my boy was a felon. Non-stop pulled over to see what he was selling, but he saw him coming miles away. Vision like Magellan, telling off everyone who had shit to say. But the swelling in his head pushed everybody away. Then he'd come and ask me where all his friends had gone, but the words I lacked, cause I was the only one who really had his back. Despite what he had done, all the others gotten scared of what he'd become. Yeah, the trouble seemed to follow him, and he didn't run from it, but it's hard to stick around that shit. They wanted none of it. He still was pretty lucky, he had gotten off easy, till his skeezy ass neighbors, they pulled something sleazy. He had me on the phone, and he sounded uneasy like he should've. He was vulnerable and they had him beat. It was 4 a.m. so I hung up trying to sleep, and I thought he won't get no shit tonight, will he? But I should've known better, cause the rise and shine revealed they caught him in their trap. Now he's looking at time. In my mind I asked what could happen in that time between me hanging up the line and light coming out to shine. So I got him on the phone and told his ass to come to mines, and as he spilled the truth, the pain was pooling in his eyes. He said, I ain't got no one else, I want to kill myself. I'll get this off my chest, but next I'm begging for your help. I turned a gun on me, damn thing just wouldn't go off. My neighbors heard the failed shots, they called the fucking cops. They went saying he was aiming at them in the dark. He wasn't playing, he was trying to break in. He was armed, waving the gun at the door, screaming, banging. But I knew if he wanted in, he was gonna make his way in. That's how I fucking knew that them pricks were only playing. Anyone who knew him saw a false accusation, but no one knew word for word what he said to me verbatim. In fact, many backed the plaintiffs, it was habit just to hate him. I'm tired of explaining to those who say they know him, but they don't. Chose to see him as unfriendly, like he's always been a foe. But it takes one just to know one, so we're glad to see you go. If you only tried to know him, then you'd know him, but you don't. If only I had known what was going on the phone, you know I would've gone and found his ass at home. Hold him fucking close, let him know he's not alone, but I couldn't see the future, now my homie's fucking gone. I ain't got no one else, I want to kill myself. I'll get this off my chest, but next I'm begging for your help. I ain't got no one else, I want to kill myself. I'll get this off my chest, but next I'm begging for your help. Moral of the story, mind your own damn business, and don't judge books by their covers. Oh, and Wilmette PD, get a real job.